us are going on to our third year, so we kind of got to take that leadership role next year. And yeah, I think that's something I want to work on next year, and also just concrete in my defensive game and making sure night in and night out I'm a great defender for the team, and also staying healthy for the whole season. That's a big one.
Well, thank you very much, Arber. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marco. Next up is Eric Engels. Rick.
Hey, Arber, congrats to you and the whole family.
Thanks, Eric. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, what has your experience taught you about the type of player you could be in this league?
Yeah, it's definitely taught me a lot. I mean, there's obviously a role for a guy like me, and on a lot of teams, there's an important role for a guy like me. So I think once I can find that game and kind of conquer it, I think I'll be a big piece to kind of what we're building here in the future.
Just obviously, you've had some rehabbing to do this summer. I'm wondering how it's affected your training and what your prospects are to show up at camp healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, this summer's been excellent for me. It hasn't I haven't taken any steps back. It's been the recovery's been great, and our kind of rehab team here has been doing amazing. And when I was in Montreal, they were doing an amazing job with me, and the surgery went well, so everyone was really happy with it, and I'm pretty much almost full ready to go right now. So I've been on the ice with guys and battling in the corners. Obviously, I haven't started hitting because there's no point yet, but I feel strong. I'm moving good weight in the gym, and I'll be back for training camp with no worries.
Happy to hear it. Congrats again, Arber.
Thank you.
Thanks, Eric. Next question goes to Arber Xhekaj, the Montreal Gazette.
Thank you for this. Thanks for your time, Arber. Just to follow up with Eric, what Eric said, obviously you have to play a physical style to be effective, but it's now 2 shoulder surgeries for you. Are you concerned at all that this might eventually catch up to you?
I don't think so. I mean, after I fixed my right shoulder, I didn't look back at it, and it didn't really affect my game at all. And I think just the way I played, and obviously maybe the way I worked out when I was younger and things like that definitely took wear and tear on my shoulders. And obviously I needed to get them both done, but I don't feel any different, and I don't feel worried at all about changing my game, or maybe like I don't feel worried about that. So I feel fully strong and mentally strong as well. So
Do you have a follow-up?
Do not, thank you.
All right, Simon Olivier Larange. Next question.
Hey, Albert, congrats on the deal. You said that you want to be a a great defender for your team the night in, night out. Can you be more specific about the aspects of your defensive game that you want to continue to improve next season?
yeah, it's just like when you get that more ice time, when you're playing more than 15, 16 minutes a night, when you're up to the 20 minutes, like you're locking it down every shift. The coaches can rely on you every time they put you on the ice, that you're going to do exactly what you're told, and you're going to do your job. So I think I gotta. I've had definitely games where I have been that, and then there's been some games where you're kind of not all there. So I think to become that pro and that effective defenseman, you need to do it night in and night out. And I think that's when you start taking the next step for your game.
As a follow-up, the physical game is obviously a big part of your game, but where do you place the discipline in your priorities for next season? Because you almost lead the league in minor penalties per game last season in defensemen. And is that the part of your game that you want to focus on, or how do you find the right balance between physicality and discipline?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's tough. I mean, I think we have a younger team, and I think there's going to be at some points where I'm going to have to stick up for some guys to make sure everyone's protected out there. And obviously, I gotta do it smart. I gotta know when's the right time, when's the right game. And I think just coming with maturity, that's how that all that stuff pans out. And I think as you learn, you play the game, and you start to notice when you can do things and when you can. And obviously, the minor penalties has got to be cleaned up, because I don't really like to take minor penalties.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Une question, next question. Nicolas Ducharme, NHL.com.
Yeah, hi, Arber. Congrats on the contract. I was wondering, when you look back 3 years ago, you were without a contract, undrafted, showed up at camp, got the contract. How do you reflect on those years and what you've been through, what you've lived in the past 3 years, leading to that getting that second NHL contract?
It's been like a flash of an eye. I don't even know how to look back. It's to already be going into my third year and off of my entry level. It's like, where did the time go? But it's things happen pretty fast. But no, I'm definitely grateful for all the years I've played, and I'm just grateful for what I've experienced to become where I am today.
And when you look at coming in at next camp, there's going to be lots of competition at the blue line. We just saw in the playoffs some big defensemen having success, being big parts of winning teams. Do you feel that you have the inside track with what you bring towards all that competition at the blue line?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be fun. I mean, there's going to be a lot of guys, a lot of great players we have in the system. So it's going to be fun to compete for a spot every game. And yeah, I mean, obviously when you look at playoffs, you look at a lot of teams doing well with some big D, but I mean, everyone has a chance. And obviously I feel really good about my game. So it'll be fun to compete for that spot.
Thanks, Arber.
Thank you.
Merci, Nicolas. We'll take a few more. We'll go with Stéphane Cadoret, Le Journal de Montréal. Stéphane, c'est à toi.
Hi, Arber. Thanks for taking the time. I just want to know, besides rehab, have you changed anything in your preparation, whether it being the physical approach or the mental approach? Have you changed anything for next season?
I think mentally it's one of those things where it's like I'm not going to be coming into camp like thinking like scared or nervous to do something. It's like you gotta, like, yeah, you've been here, you've played 2 years, like you gotta be a leader for these young guys. You gotta show them, like, you gotta set the tone. You gotta like be a little bit more of a leader, and especially on the back end where we have a lot of young guys like Ryan Backer and Hudson, and like we need like obviously we have our vets with Matheson and Savard, but like all of us younger guys, we got to show them the way too. So I think that's kind of the mindset I got to go into camp.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Merci, Stéphane. We'll take two more. We'll go with Arber Xhekaj for a follow-up, and we'll finish with Simon Olivier for a follow-up as well. Herb?
Yeah, thanks again, Arber. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but what are your thoughts about what management has done since the end of the season, and how close do you believe this team is to a playoff spot?
I think they've done a great job, and I think our goal right away to get into season is that's what we want, and we're building something special here. And I think the way we finished the season, where we were really close to pretty much every team, I think we got to get over that hump, and we can't lose those games in overtime. We can't lose those games in shootout. So I think that's our goal this year, to figure that one out. And I mean, we're a very close team inside the room, and we love to play for each other. And I mean, like we're on the right path here, and we're trying really hard to get to where we need to go. So I think we're all excited, and from game 1 to game 82, our goal is nothing less than to make the playoffs.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
And last question, Simon Olivier.
Hi again. As good as a fighter as you are, you have shown in the past that you're more than a fighter. You're not a pure goon like we saw in the 80s and the 90s. And my understanding is that you don't want this reputation of a goon or a pure fighter. till you appear on a payroll from the Snoop Dogg line this summer that was launched, and you show yourself as a fighter. How do you reconciliate these two realities, that's not the only way you played, but that's still a reputation you can have?
Yeah, I mean, I take it as a good thing. I mean, I know what I can do on the ice. I know what I can do with a puck on my stick. So, like, to have that half of your game, and then the other half is that physical beast who can fight if he has to, who's sticking up for his teammates, and like you're not gonna take liberties on my teammates because I'm there. So I think to have both of those things, it's great. And I mean, and yeah, for that Snoop Dogg thing, that was awesome too. And yeah, I don't mind it at all. I think it's to have both sides. It's pretty good.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.
There's no further questions. So, Arber, thank you again for your time. We really appreciate it. And congrats again on the new deal with the team. We'll see you at training camp, my friend.
Thank you, guys. Have a good summer, and we'll see you guys soon. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Bon après-midi à tous.